What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Lex Veldhuis, and we're here from this beautiful casino in Mayfair, London, with another episode of Triton Cash Games for you guys. And what a lineup we have today. Here we already see some familiar names. Shanghai won, Mr. Liang there earlier, Tan Xuan, Tom Duan, Elton Sang, Dream lineup. Some of our favorite cash game players and tournament players from the Triton circuit. We're playing 2,000, 4,000 pounds. Looks like most players bought in for 400,000 pounds. And immediately here, both players with a piece of the flop. This cash game is sponsored by Les Ambassadeurs in Mayfair, London. Elton calls Tan Xuan's flop bet.
Oh no!
那边结束了。
You out? Oh. Final table?
Listen to this head fish. I hijack. I shot 82 at least. Open shot. Isaac 4. The bottom of 10 call. Oh yes. 你把波波清了。没有，他重伤多马。
You win? This hand?
I won. Drop a king. 2-4? 2-4.
Oh, boy, at the table. Love some action.
打你可以打。
Come.
一个。来，不会打别的，很多人要。打才叫你来嘛，你会打叫你来干嘛？对，会打都不叫你了。啊。How much? You started at 400, right?
Yeah.
怎么样？
It's so good to see Tom Duan in his natural habitats. He plays his games all the time. Of course, we see him in the tournaments as well at Triton, but cash games definitely his forte.
八個。Wai benefit out。
我 benefit out 啊
Wai Kin 偷咗一鋪，跟住搭 up 咯，跟住 bust him 咯。Wai Kin bluff benefit and then bust him two hand。How Steven Chadwick bust King 10
He
off.
bust?
Lim, he King 10 off on the button all in. 2% call. K, Queen call.
Give away all my fucking chips.
I just cannot believe it. This guy may be too rich. This 100,000 for practice. 100,000 K pound. We feed them full already. Hey Steve, have a seat. We have a seat. Oh yeah. Yes. No pro game.
Shots fired, Tom. One likes to flop enough to put a bet out there. Elton Sang flops a strong hand. I've seen Elton play a lot in the Jeju Cash game. Absolutely fearless.
俾第個啦。佢又愛又唔愛。明天可不可以把？可以把。
Elton is not going to be too happy with that turn. It completes some bluffing hands for Tom. Ace Jack, King Jack, Ace King, King 9.
阿財，阿倫。
Makes his hand a lot weaker. One is going to bet. Recognizes that it's a really good card. Something definitely a pre-flop raiser can represent. Good call by Elton. Immediately we're off to 180,000 pound pot. That is a very interesting card.
前面一个25000的。
Tom gives up. Doesn't think he's gonna get to the river with a 9 very often. So it's a little bit too big of a chance that he'll get called by a 2-pair type hand. Elton's gonna take it down with 3rd pair.
Okay.
观众大有空啊，他在澳门啊，澳门39楼打牌。
我总开局不是？哎，不用 Andy。
This is the cash game in London during the Triton Million. Biggest poker tournament ever. £1 million buy-in.
This 應該係麻麻地啦。
That's me.
These guys play with each other all the time. They're very aware of each other's game. They've been playing each other for years. I'm sure we're going to see some next level decisions where it really comes into play that they have so much history. Pretty good flop to bluff there for Elton, saying he's a pre-flop raiser, he's going to be able to represent an ace a lot. Gets the gut shot on the turn. Not even a diamond, just a clean 10.
Over there.
I like how fast these guys play. 32,000. About 2/3 of the pot. Ben Schwen, one of the most impressive players on the circuit. Seen him make all kinds of crazy decisions, incredible calls, insane laydowns, hero bluffs. This man does it all. Gets away from it. Nice. Nicely done. Especially against a guy that has such an aggressive reputation, like Elton saying. So Shanghai Wong there in the 8th seat. Mr. Liang, of course, from the famous hand against Jean-Robert Belland, the 5-3 blow-up. Multiple episodes for you guys. As usual, we're going to be releasing them all for your viewing pleasure. Also have a short deck game. The short deck cash games get incredibly crazy. A nice card there for Papua. Still plays it. With a lot of players, you would say this is the end of the hand. With Elton, you never know.
哪有冠军？第二。
差不多了，哎呀。
你拿过冠军吗？你们也没有拿过。啊，你拿过了，妈的比蒙迪卡洛，你比我厉害。
这2个冠军吧，你们2个。
我哪有干净过啊？
Big ball there is referring to the fact that Elton sang won a big tournament in Monte Carlo once
8个人了，怎么算了？
for 11 million.
亚，都是亚军，
亚军，亚军，
亚军呐。
亚军什么？
澳门拿过，
冠军啊！
那些全部移了。
巴士里
他来这边打就是当在中国内那个级
Here we see him, Shanghai Wang.
来家的。
第一天他肯定是拿冠军的。
Gotta be a little bit careful there. Second pair, no club. It's a much more dangerous board when you can't actually see your opponent's cards like we can. It's a club. Let's see if that's gonna convince anyone to try and represent it. I like this bet. Yeah, quick fold from Paul. Well done by Shanghai Wang.
Robo, I text you.
我不敢啊。
Opwa will not have his text messages unanswered.
打过来我真的不懂。
Robo also in the house playing a cash game.
应该能。
I always find Ender Robo wherever the action is in the world. Oh, Mr. Liang with 2 kings.
Robo, look at your text.
Both blinds have an ace.
I texted you.
Three-bet by Shanghai Wang. I like it. Button now has a really strong hand, but a lot of people are going to try and steal the blinds from the button. Good to attack that from a small blind, defend a lot from the big blind. Not let him get away with it so easily. Having an ace in your hand is really good too in the small blind. Good luck, Mr. Liang is going to go for 125? 150. It's a pretty big bet. Might be hard for Shanghai Wang to imagine that he has some full equity still. Only 250k behind for Mr. Liang. Might have scared Shanghai Wang off a little bit there.
厉害，一出手就赢了。
Beautiful room. Old school casino.
Hmm? 立马，不行的吗？
Always laughing, Popwa. Shanghai Wang gonna try again with a similar ace. This time he's the pre-flop aggressor.
Why don't you answer me? I didn't text you. My phone fucked that.
Elton not gonna get involved, so he limped with the 6-3. Wanted to see a cheap flop. Couldn't help himself.
Strong play.
Opening the action here with Ace Jack. Wong might get involved for a third time in a row. I'm sure he will. It's a really strong hand now. It's always nice when you're aggressive a few pots in a row, where you actually have the best hand last.
打打这样怎么打？
Goes for another re-raise. Now 10 Xuan. He might pick up on that. The good thing about a hand like King Queen in this situation is the hand plays wall post flop, but also there's less of a chance your opponent has Ace King, Ace Queen, Kings or Queens. So some of the strongest hands are blocked by King Queen, and that encourages a lot of players and pros to use this hand to bluff with.
嚟 stand by 先啦，嗰個唔打俾。
He is on the button. He might be content to just see a flop with this hand as well. Here we go. He does bump it up to 100,000.
要多少錢啊？
一樣啊。
该失败了，没什么因素。
Paul knows he's up against two very aggressive players. He does fold. It almost looked like he was gonna go all in for a second there.
沒辦法啦，現在只好乖乖坐住啦。
Yeah, Wong was in a great position here, but it's always a little bit scary when your opponent's 4-bet without having any money in the pot as well. Counting his chips, see how much room he has.
哎，阿陽，我的按摩叫過來。 睇相啊，邊度識？
Big decision for him.
哦，總之我同我按過嘅冇乜邊個得喺度，上次嗰個啊嘛係咪？
我有一個得嘅，唔好用咩？我撳咗先。
There it goes. Money's in. It's a good read on the situation by Shanghai Wong. Let's see if Tan Xuan thinks he's priced in. Shanghai Wong is known to bring a lot of action and not back down from a fight. Even last hand or two hands ago, I think he was legitimately considering to put some more money in with Ace-9. Might be a similar situation where he just feels, you know what? I'm not going to be pushed around by you guys.
還走得了？搞不清楚。媽的！哇，你搞啊！
There's definitely a chance that Shanghai Wong plays Jacks, 10s, 9s here. Ace Jack suited, Ace 10 suited. Against all of those hands, you do well. Or good enough to call, percentage-wise, but of course it's also those hands that you're in a lot of trouble against. Makes the correct read, lays it down. I like that he has a strong hand, but still lies about his hand. He already has ace queen suited, but he said no, I had aces, guys.
跟一下就行了。
They were asking him Toji, which means bluff. No, AA. Here we see it, this cash game sponsored by Les Ambassadeurs.
这个
这几个
谁让厉害啊？不是，谁让厉害
Mr. Liang opening up the action here. This Shanghai Wong's gonna go for a streak. Benchwan is saying, why not? The good thing about having low cards in the big blind when you defend against multiple people is that it's very unlikely that somebody blocks your cards. Because hands like Queen 7, Jack 7, 10-7 don't get played as often. There it is. Whoa. Shanghai Wong gets it done. Tanchuan really believes that he was slow playing there. Of course, some straights get there, but again, 9-5 is pretty unlikely. Shanghai Wong to have in a small blind. Pretty quick fold there from Tanchuan. And that puts Shanghai Wong on a kill streak. 4 in a row. But you have to keep going now. Gets out of the way. See Wai Kin Yong sitting down. I believe he's taking Paul Pois's seat for a bit.
隻傾佢都好難撳我同你講。
对啊，
啊？
现在第一啊，他把第一吗？厉害呀！啊，每年拿冠军啊！
啊？真係要。
I'm not entirely sure if he pushed Paul's stack aside. I think Paul's stack is in the middle there between Mr. Liang and Wai Kin Yong, but it could also be Mr. Liang's stack. Who knows in these games, honestly?
Champion，你分 champion。
现在上来2个冠军了。
It is Mr. Liang's stack.
都勁啊，打得好，真係打得好。我見你，我唔想留邊行啊，睇你打嗰個哇！
Looks like Tanchuan add on some money. Incredibly skilled at playing big pots. Tanchuan likes to take you to deep waters. What a turn. Tom gets there. Always horrible to see when you turn a set and your opponent checks. In a lot of these situations, Tom will just get paid off because he's Tom'd one. And people will pretty much never trust his bets. Oh, that's the dirt tax. Thomas been playing the high stakes cash games in Macau, Asia, Philippines from as early as 2010, 2011, I believe. Very familiar with all these guys. No stranger to these incredibly high stakes.
看哪个冠军厉害一点。
Some blind on blind action here. Elton Sang out of position. In front here though. It's a quick pull from Wai Kin.
首回合香港冠军赢，
守不得一把牌，守不得。
首回合。
现在。
那个我的壶盖呢？盖子盖上，帮我换一个，换。
Bench one with a queen six suited, pretty light. Palmed one with a nice hand to re-raise with king jack suited. Queen six, incredibly weak hand. Well, he's not calling. He's 4-betting. This is why these games are so awesome to watch. Pretty loose open. Get re-raised. I re-raise. No problem. 120,000 pounds. It's a pretty beefy 4-bet here, seeing from Tan Xuan. Meaning that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard for Tom to even kind of check the flop.
I go home.
Did he flip him the bird there? What was that? Nice move there by Tan Xuan. Gets it done with the queen six suited.
Okay. Yeah. Do I go back massage first? No, my neck. I go to massage.
Alright, all in.
Massage.
You.
喂，刚才我应该是说伟健输是啊？多少钱？29。啊？29，我们上30而已是吧？
It must be so fun for these guys to get to watch this back. They play against each other all year, and now one of the games has hole cards up, so you really get to see what your opponents are pulling against you. It's hard to say if they're doing it because it's on TV. I'm sure that these guys would love a good bluff story, or show the other guys that they got somebody good. It's Wai Kin Yong's turn now to re-raise with the king jack.
Yeah, 可是。
踢球的。
塌了。
David Lewis。
打和。
No hero bluff there.
一把。
Wai Kin has a very solid image. Not afraid to make big moves, not afraid to make big calls, but still a solid image. Is Liang gonna just flat call here with the ace queen? Both players have a diamond. Mr. Liang betting with the best of it.
这个可以吗？
Dollars, right? Or pounds? This pounds?
把毛巾出来。我会死掉。
It's a very interesting turn, given that both players have the diamond.
Nice.
Tsang has the nut flush draw here. He's gonna check raise it. Very nice move by him. Toji, bluff. Doesn't want it to go check check on the river. Possibly lose to a low pair, or in this case a better ace high. Really great move there by Elton to take back the initiative in the hand.
输赢很小很小，没有一个底都没有，半个底都没有，你看到吗？
对，很难打，
半个底都没有。
很难打的。
我们每半个小时一杯酒喽。
啊？
每半个小时一杯酒。
对啊，酒也可以啊，酒2种不喝酒。
你们喝，我就下去。
加个安
容易打起来了。
I don't think there's an ante this game.
但是又不能死绝头，死绝头嘞就太快了啊！
对啊，一 straddle
就没了，有点牌就没了。
因为你这带什么牌？我这个牌很好啊，90从花叉，你们看3张呢，打了100万的怎么看呢？
对呀，死绝头就到了。
Good hand there for Tom Dwan. Deep set catch games. Pocket pairs, very nice. Better flop a set.
我啊，A10啊。跟这个小矮子一打的跑啊！
我抢你30，送你100。
哦，原来你是抢的，不是有牌啊。
肯定是比你大。
Three way to the flop. Elton Sang with a good hand. It's a 10-eye flush draw against Wai Kin Yong's bottom pair. Wai Kin is not going to be extremely excited about this hand, but at least he has a piece. It's nice too for him that he's in position. It's like the king of spades. Elton locks this one up.
别死大的了你。
那肯定没对，但是没有 AK，
I like his bets here.
能力比你大。
The pre-flop raiser still left to act behind him on that turn. He's gonna have a lot of cards that he can call with. Of course, he's gonna hit that king a lot, or have something like ace-jack with his spades.
这个牌是大些的，我要跟你什么呢？肯定大你。
But unfortunately for him, that was a scare card for everyone involved.
Raise 10,000.
Raise at 10k, ace king.
Call.
I'm just gonna call. Good hands this round. Wai Kin Yong, perfect hand for this situation in the big blinds. He's gonna be very happy to just see a flop. Like we said earlier, it's also unlikely somebody has one of his cards dominated. But when it's the 3 other people in the hand, you really want to flop some kind of 2-card combination. Flush draw, straight draw, 2 pair. Pair of 5's not going to cut it most of the time.
Bet. 23,000. Call.
See if Elton finds any merit in calling here.
Call. Call.
That is a very coordinated card. Gut shots get there. Flush draws get there. In these kind of situations, it's also very important to realize that this pot did not start heads up. There were 2 other guys on the flop that folded, meaning that all bets and all calls on the flop just become stronger. Elton leads out 50,000. This is so interesting. He thinks, you know what, if you did have a king, let me put some pressure on you. I'm gonna change gears here. Definitely make a case for saying that if you think you need this bet to win the hand, maybe you should have folded the flop. He's pretty much saying, I think you have a king. It's like it's gonna work. But yeah, it's... Really annoying card there for Shanghai Wang. Let's it go. Well, whatever the reason, Elton got it done.
对呀。有 K 啊 ，AK，AK
你哪里有 AK？
我大。
啊 ？AK？
I think Shanghai Wang again was saying that he did not have ace king. Well, in that situation, it's definitely smart to lie about your hand. You can't just start telling people that you're folding top pair, top kicker.
Fold. Raise 10,000. Call.
And Schwan now with the queen jack.
Call.
Elton can't help himself, the 4 deuce. And in turn, really nice hand from Mr. Liang to defend there from the big blind.
4 players.
Alright, so Tenchuan has a gut shot. It is a rainbow board. Bottom pair for Mr. Liang. Who has 44% equity in the spot. I like it. Gut shots and overcards are really strong.
我有这个都不敢跟，好啊，直接跑。
Well done, some solid aggression takes that one down.
Raise 10,000. Fold. 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 Call. Heads up.
It's a pretty action board. Thumbed one with the 8 high flush draw. Shanghai Wong top pair. Medium kicker. But it's still about as good as a flop as you can wish for.
Bet
10 9. Feels pretty comfortable. Go a few streets with this.
Call. Check.
There it is. Of course, it's a massive scare card there for Shanghai Wong. Not just the club, but also the ace. Tom goes straight for a big value. What I love about this bet is if this gets called, the pot will be exactly 180,000 pounds on the river, and Tom has 180,000 pounds behind. So he's setting himself up for a nice river all in there. Shanghai Wong just had to fold top pair in a pot. Maybe he's thinking, why are you betting so big? You have ace jack of diamonds, would you really bet this big? He folds it, good folds. Of course it's a big scare card, but in these live cash games, you always see that people don't like to fold a few times in a row. I love that you can hear Robo laugh in the background.
Call. Call.
Quick round of calls here. You see a flop 4-way.
4 players. Check. Check.
Stop to pair for Tenchuan. Quickly checks it. Very tricky.
12,000. Fold.
It's very tough to play here against the big blind because they kind of random 2 cards. It was a limp pot. Tenchuan got to see the flop for free. That means that even 8-3, 5-3, 4-6, all those hands are in there. Definitely the scariest player there on the table on a board like that.
Here, big blind. Fold. Raise 12,000. Fold. Fold.
Alright, let's see if this adventure with Ace King works out better than the last.
Check.
Pretty good boards there for Wai Kin Yong. Yeah, makes a quick call. Gut shots are nice hands to continue with because even when you're out of position, your opponent could check the turn behind and you get a cheap spot to bluff at the river. Like if it goes check here, a lot of time, even like a bet like 17, 18,000 pounds will just get it done. Just a cheap 18,000 pounds.
Bet. 39,000.
39,000. This is a very strong bet. I really like that he picks the queen for that. Just the fact that he has ace king and he can any continuation bets on this flop shows that he could have a lot of hands with a queen in it that would raise pre-flop. So Shanghai 1 takes that one down very nicely.
我加200，
哦，加了。
加20。
Really like the way Shanghai Wang was coming out of the gate here. We've seen him run incredibly bad in some other cash game episodes. Strong start here for him. Benchman with the 8-5 offsuit. Don't try this at home. Bench one. Gonna continue. Elton not going anywhere with the stop air, of course. Let's see what Mr. Liang decides to do. It's pretty nice when you have a gut shot like this that there's no flush draw on the flop. At least you know that all your outs are good. If you do hit. That actually gives Tan Xuan some equity there. Turns a gut shot, but against two opponents, you're going to be pretty worried about one of them having that ace. Elton will do the betting for him. You considering something here? You know, Ten Schwen sometimes likes to take his time, but credit to the man, he does come up with some sick moves. There we go. He really does not want to let this pot go. This is why he's so incredibly tough to play. You think, oh, I face 9 on the flop. You think, okay, that's pretty nice. On the turn, oh, I'm going to get some value. They both jack. I'm going to bet my ace 9. This is fantastic. But then Schwen whips out the shotgun. He's ready for a fight. When you're Elton Sanger, you just think to yourself, and I just have checked. What's this headache? Gets rid of it. What a move there by Ten Schwen. God, I love watching this guy play.
Pass. 炸弹。
Toji.
炸弹。对吗？
That brings us to the end here of our first episode of the No Limit Hold'em cash game. Of course, there's going to be more. We have a lot more action for you guys. This is Lex Veldhuis, the Triton cash game from London. I'll see you guys next time.